Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about mental health issues and your practice. This week's question comes from Francisco, who writes, "So I've been living with mental health issues for as far back as I can remember. I've been practicing magic for a minute and decided to tell my shrink about my practice. He seems to think my practice is enabling my mental health issue, but I find that it helps, especially grounding meditations. My question is, if you or someone you know have had issues that impede your practice, how did you or that someone you know manage to balance the physical with the spiritual without tainting the other?" Okay, I think I get where you're going with this, that they think it's enabling, and I can understand how they can think that. Now, I am not a mental health professional. I just want to preface by saying that. I am not a certified counselor or anything like that, so just putting that out there. But I can understand where they're coming from if they don't understand your religious preference or your practice at all. I can understand where they might think that. However, that should not really play a big factor in it, because they should take the time to learn what your religion is and explore that further so they know exactly if it is enabling you or if it is not. And it's really hard for me to say what the mental health professional is saying, because I'm not them and I have not had that type of schooling. So as far as the thinking it might influence your health issues, I can understand where they're coming from, but they should also take the time to understand what your practice entails and how it might or might not be affecting you. Now, there is something to be said for a spiritual practice of any sort helping your mental health. And I have a friend, and I don't think they would mind me saying this. I'm not going to go into details because it's not my story to tell. But if it weren't for their spiritual practice, they probably would not have been able to cope as well with their mental health issues. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that, because like I said, it's not my story to tell. I don't have any mental health issues that I am aware of, and if I do, it's something that comes out and I don't realize it. So I don't see a therapist or anything like that. And quite frankly, if a therapist told me that any spiritual practice, particularly a spiritual practice that ends up helping you, if any therapist told me that, this is, hurting you more than helping you, I might actually go to see another therapist to get a second opinion. That's just me. I'm not suggesting that you spend more money going out to see one therapist after another until you find one that agrees with you. I just think a therapist should have an objective viewpoint on religion and know really what that religion entails or that spiritual practice entails and how it might or might not be helping you. So I think that's all that I have that I can say on this one. Like I said, I don't have any mental health issues that I've dealt with that I had to really go out and seek help for. I have talked to counselors before and stuff like that, but I've never actually had a sit down session. Actually, twice whenever I was little. But other than that, I've never had a sit down session where we're sitting there for weeks on end talking about different things within my life. Not that it's a bad thing, and I want to make that perfectly clear. There is something to be said about seeking help or seeking somebody to talk to when you need that person to talk to. It is totally healthy, and I really respect people that actually do that, because there's a lot of us out there that we don't, like myself, that we don't go out there to seek help when we might need it. If you're like me, you internalize a lot. So if you're one of those people that internalize a lot of stuff, try going out to seek a little bit of help whenever you need it, even if it is just a one-time session where you just need to get a lot off your chest and whatnot, just to clear your mind. I have that type of outlet with my business partner. I have that type of outlet with a few of my friends. So I'm pretty good on that. and they usually know the questions to ask to get me in the right headspace and whatnot. If you don't have that type of outlet, do seek out somebody that can help you with that. But other than the clearing out of headspace, I've not really had that type of mental issues where I really needed somebody to talk to on a regular basis. And I hope I'm making that clear. And if you find that you do need that, totally go out and do that, because that is something that is very healthy to do, that you do as self-help. And like I said, with the therapist saying that it might impede your mental health more than help it, I would really get into the nitty-gritty of why they think that, and also probably go to see a second opinion from another doctor. So that's just my point of view. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a certified counselor or anything like that. So do take that at that value. I am looking forward to see what some of the other hosts have to say, because I know some of the other hosts have a little bit more background into these types of issues. So I'm really excited to see what they have to say about this, because it is something that I wonder about from time to time whenever talking to certain people. So until next time, I think next week is subs week, and I will see you guys in the following week. So until then, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.